Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia, I am the Mindful Tarot Coach, and this is the brand new edition of the weekly tarot check-in. Well, since the last video, 1 week has gone. However, for me it feels like 2 or 3 weeks because this week has been so far super busy. There are indeed lots of changes and also some conflicts, exactly as we have seen in the last video. So yeah, as always, the cards were right and something really similar is happening what we have seen there. I like to emphasize that it is always a good idea to check in with the cards again and again, especially approaching the weekend, because now in the moment of the recording we are having still Friday here. And even if you mentally prepare already for the next week, it is always a good idea to remind what are the risks and potentials and the lessons of this week so that you don't miss anything. All right then, having said this, let's take a look at the next week and see what kind of lessons and opportunities are waiting for us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next week is signified by a reversed hermit. The hermit is all about being alone, withdrawal, isolation, and yeah, it's all about being alone in order to check in with yourself and in order to reconnect to yourself and to your intuition and to your inner wisdom. We see here an old wise man who knows that in order to find answers and solutions, he doesn't have to look outside, but rather to look inside, because this is where you find the light. The card has come up reversed, and this tells me that this energy may be slightly out of balance the next week, and it can go several ways as always. For example, it can mean that we are too much alone. We are going to the extremes as for the self-isolation, or on the other side it can also mean that we are not taking enough time for this reconnection, to check in with our inner wisdom. And I tend to think that the latter is going to be true, because this is what the other cards tell me. But later about that. First, let's take a look about the complementary minor arcana card, which is the Ten of Swords. Wands. The wands are about the element fire, and they are all about action, doing, and inspiration. And indeed, as you can see in this card, this guy is very much into doing a lot of things, actually too much things, because he is trying to carry 10 wands at the same time, which is a lot, and he is super busy with all this. He doesn't even see other things. He is literally buried in these many projects. We have a 10 here, and the 10s are always about a kind of ending. It is always about ending a circle, and this is the case here as well. So the 10 of Wands can mean that we are reaching a new level, we are reaching a milestone or success, and it also brings new responsibilities and new tasks with himself. So this is the case with this card. It can be that we are going to take on too much. We are going to take on too many projects, literally pushing ourselves to our limits. So make sure that the next week, you are not taking on too much, and instead maybe try to listen to your inner voice. I tell this and I emphasize this because what we see here in the risks and potential column confirms this very, very well. We have here, as a risk, I would say, a reverse strength card. Normally, the strength is all about balance, harmony, being connected to your inner strengths, to your inner resources, and also keeping your power and your forces in balance, right? This is normally what the strength card is about. However, given that it has come up reversed, I see here a warning that because we have taken on too much, it can be that we are going to feel depleted at the end of the day. We are not going to have enough strength and inner resources to deal all with this. And it can be that this week we are going to get out of our balance and feel like we are not going to be able to deliver what we promised, or in some other way we are kind of losing balance, right? So this is a very interesting warning sign here. It is complemented by another very interesting minor arcana card, and that is the Ten of Swords. Another 10, very interesting. Tens are again about endings, about a circle going to an end, and this is also the case. And given that we have here the Ten of Swords, it is about mental transformation, because swords are, as you may remember, all about attitudes, ideas, and the mental level of consciousness. So putting this together, I see here another interesting warning sign that what we have taken up here may maybe not work, and it can be that it's not going to deliver what we have expected from it, right? Instead, it can be that something different, something else is going to happen, and it can be that we are going to experience a shocking, maybe even painful ending. Because the Ten of Swords can also signify a very, very painful, very surprising ending that we didn't expect, and that can be, again, very painful. As you can see, this guy is backstabbed, and it can also be that a surprising hit is going to come from our unexpected direction, right? The reversed Ten of Swords tells me that it can be that the next week we are going to be literally forced to rethink things, because what we have taken up may not work in the way that we expected, and it can be that we really have to re-evaluate ideas, attitudes that we have been insisting on. And again, it can be really painful, shocking, and stressful, but it is going to be good for us because it is going to support our mental transformation. And last but not least, we have here two cards that give us advice regarding all this. And what we have here is the Hanged Man. I like this card a lot because its teaching is very, very interesting. It is all about sacrifice and pushing the pause button. The Hanged Man is really about stepping back, and instead of pushing things and going into action modus, doing the opposite and again taking a break, going into putting things on ice, and literally hanging around in a way so that you can see things from a different perspective. This is what this guy is doing, and this is what is going to help him to come to new realizations, to understand things, and to find answers and solutions. So we have here a wonderful invitation to take a break, and instead of doing as we have seen here, really trying to create space and time for reconnecting to yourself, right? And to see things in a different light and reevaluate your ideas and your attitudes. And this card is complemented by a reversed Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about a kind of disappointing situation where you have invested a lot of time, effort, energy, or money or whatever into a situation, into a project, but it didn't deliver the expectations. So it didn't turn out the way you wanted. And yeah, this is kind of a disappointing, and that's why this guy is walking away from it, because something is missing. As you can see, we have those cups here, but we have here also a gap, and this refers to the fact that something is missing and a situation didn't turn out to be emotionally, it didn't deliver the expectations. The card has come up reversed, and this tells me that this card is an invitation to realize when something is not working in the way we expected, and to be ready to walk away. It can also, in some cases, signify a kind of escapism, but in this case, I rather tend to think that, given the other cards, I think it is really an invitation to realize to what extent does it make sense for us to push something, to invest in something, and as we have seen here, and it is an invitation to realize when something is not working, and to realize when is it a better idea to walk away instead of pushing things. All right then. Last but not least, let me show you the whole constellation, and to recap this quickly. For this I have to readjust it, just a second. All right then. So again, the next week is going to be about kind of losing contact to our inner wisdom. And instead of reconnecting and listening to our intuition, we may take on too much on our shoulders, and this can lead to a kind of unexpected kind of disaster, an unexpected change that is going to force us to reevaluate things. And last but not least, we have here an invitation which is very much in sync with this, because the cards invite us to check in, to put things on ice, and to sacrifice either actions or attitudes in order to come to new recognitions, new ideas, to new solutions. So we have an invitation to create space and time for meditating, to reconnect with our inner wisdom. And we also see here an invitation to realize when is it a good idea to further push things, and when is it maybe better to realize that something is not working and just walk away. All right then, I hope it makes sense. And I am so happy that you have been here today. Thank you so much for your attention. I guess that we are going to meet next week again. I cannot promise this time because I'm going to be on holidays, so who knows. Stay tuned, and in case you liked it, push the like button. You are also welcome to share the video and to subscribe. I'm looking forward to see you again. Till then, take care of yourself. Ciao.